Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Are you tired of the same old blah 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 from the media? Do you like unfiltered commentary? Would you like to go back to the days when our rights meant something? Well, you've come to the right place, Crisco's Corner. The fight to get back the ideals of our founders will be long and hard. Please support the channel by subscribing. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back to Crisco's Corner. Normally I wouldn't be on CNN, but Tim Pool showed this and I thought it was just over the top, and I got to share it with you guys. CNN politics. This is concerning President Trump's speech at the end of the CPAC convention over the weekend. Trump unleashes new threat to American democracy. Oh, we are doomed. Democracy hangs in the balance. These guys are so screwed up. Without Trump, they are so lost. It's just amazing to me how they got this far. I guess they're down 40% or something. Plus, they got a screwy website here, as you can see. Donald Trump has no remorse about the deadly violence he incited with his lies about a stolen election and his uprising against the U.S. Capitol. Ooh, this much was clear when the ex-president put the Republican Party on notice on Sunday that he intends to use his hold on its grassroots to try to suppress the vote heading into the presidential election in 2024. Suppress what, you idiot? Who is this? I forgot to say who it was. Stephen Collinson. Boy, look at that really stern profile picture. He posted at 3:41 a.m. Oh, my God. Suppress the voting heading into the presidential election in 2024, in which he hinted he might run. In his first public remarks since leaving the White House, he also dangerously slashed out at Supreme Court justices for failing to intervene to throw in the election he nearly lost. He clearly lost, to Joe Biden. I was really critical of the Supreme Court, still am. It's not because they didn't give him the election. They didn't hear the case and they didn't hear the evidence. So now everybody's going to fill in that void with all this speculation. Just amazing to me. The Supreme Court should have heard one. In fact, every case brought before the Supreme Court, at least petitioned to them, they haven't put down the merits, meaning your case sucks. How about some procedural issue? Oh, God. They should be ashamed of themselves for what they've done to our country. The Supreme Court didn't have the guts or the courage to do anything about it. Well, Trump was talking about he wanted them to reverse the election results, but that's not why I was mad, and that's not why 95% of the people that are mad is because I think they reneged on their oath, frankly. And I always thought this. Trump fumed in an authoritarian speech. I watched it. He was pretty tame, actually. At the Conservative Political Action Conference in Orlando, Florida, referring to false claims thrown out by multiple judges. All the cases that were thrown out had nothing to do with Trump or the Trump campaign. They're all outside. It's amazing to me. Last thing to leave Washington in disgrace. The ex-president's self-regarding wander through old political fights emphasizes obsession with revenge at a time when the attention of the majority of the nation, not in his camp, is concentrating more on immediate concerns. If you're criticizing him for acting like he is and saying the rest of the country is concentrating on more meaningful concerns, then what the hell did you write the article for? Duh. It's clickbait. I mean, they're losing money. Their ratings have gone down. Their clicks are way down, I'm sure. Oh, God. The distribution of a third COVID-19 vaccine manufactured by Johnson & Johnson. And by the way, Jeannie says, Wasn't for Trump pushing this along, he wouldn't any vaccine at all. Duh. Manufactured by Johnson & Johnson is stirring new hope that a version of normality could be restored by the summer. I like that, a version of normality. We're still going to have rules and regulations. We're still going to tell you what to do. We're still going to break the rules of the Constitution. And if you don't like it, tough crap. I'm trying to tone down my language because I'm in YouTube shadow banning jail right now. Let's see if that will be lifted if I tone back on the language. Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID rescue plan early Saturday could also accelerate the end of a pandemic that the ex-president ignored completely in his final weeks in office. Unbelievable. These guys are so desperate. The embittered former commander-in-chief... I'm sorry. All right, let me try that again. The embittered former commander-in-chief, however, was locked in his false but damaging alternative reality. Oh, my God. You're accusing Trump of living in an alternative reality? How about being peed on by prostitutes in Moscow, Trump? How about Russian collusion? How about taking your competition off the air and a whole thousand things in between? Jesus, I've heard of deflection before, but my God. A damaging alternative reality to which millions of his followers subscribe, that he was a victim of a massive election fraud effort. Oh. I'll just breeze around through this. It's just fun to make fun of him. The last time Trump publicly used that kind of language that he spewed on Sunday, like the girl in The Exorcist, was when Congress was certifying Biden's election win and his mob invaded the U.S. Capitol, calling for the execution of then Vice President Mike Pence, who refused to break the law to keep Trump in power. Oh, now they like Mike Pence. Here's my reaction to that. This is my you liking Mike Pence. I'm fooling around with some of my sound effects today. Sorry. His latest comments suggest that the fight to safeguard U.S. democratic institutions and free elections did not end when he left the White House, but will be a key struggle in the run-up to the next presidential election. Apparently you idiots, or you did, and I want to mention it, didn't read the Time magazine article about the shadow government and secret cabal and hundreds of millions of dollars being funneled to PACs. Apparently you missed that. It's amazing to me. It really is. Honest to God. As local and state Republicans seek to narrow access to the polls, they're not narrowing access to the polls. They're just making it more secure. I mean, they got hundreds and hundreds. What's that one not-profit guy saying on the hidden camera? There are over 2,000 people registered to his nonprofit office building. Trump, who tried to force officials in Georgia to steal the election for him, called on the GOP to outlaw mail-in and early voting to ensure honest election, and made racially motivated insinuations about irregularities in Detroit and Philadelphia. Oh, yeah, there were some. Why they were and which way the numbers fall, it's hard to say, but it looks one-sided. He demanded citizen tests for ballot access. Said voting should only take place on election day, which we did for over 200 years, and called for independent judges to be barred from adjudicating election disputes. It's not what he did at all. It's funny how we went along. Isn't it amazing, though? Florida, who for a long time was the poster boy for running elections crappy, got their stuff together under, I believe, Governor Scott and now Ron DeSantis. They counted all their people fine. They did a fine job, and they had the results by election night. The Republicans have to do something about it. They better do something about it, he said. The ex-president's warning could be so damaging because he effectively making his support for GOP candidates in 2022 midterms contingent on them backing his false claims of a corrupt election in 2020. Sorry, I can't help it. I have to do that. Every single election where a Republican has won, I'm 64, we'll say since Ronald Reagan, the Democrats have been screaming that it was fraudulent. If you recall, George W. Bush, when he beat Al Gore, there were dozens of Congress people that got up to challenge the electoral vote count. And the funny part is not one of them in Congress had a letter from a sitting U.S. senator, which is required on the Constitution, to object. And ironic of all ironics is the fact that Al Gore, who lost the election, had to gavel him out of order. So, you know what? You guys suck. You know, you can read the rest of this. I'll bring it up here, but oh, God. It's just with your help, we can take back the House, win the Senate, and then a Republican president will make a triumph return of the White House, he said. And I wonder who that will be. Yeah, he's being comical. Actually, he was pretty lighthearted. Oh, here we go. Trump's unhinged conduct and attacks on his successor so soon after leaving office represent a historical aberration. And such is the blowtorch that Trump trained at his traditions of the presidency that came as no surprise. In fact, a show of restraint would have been more notable from an ex-president who often put personal grievances above the national interest. Oh, you mean like really important things like when Hillary Clinton said before the election last year, under no circumstances should Joe Biden concede on election night? The attacks that surrogates made against Trump before he was even sworn in by Obama people. Oh, so Obama didn't say it personally, so it doesn't count. Oh, God. Unbelievable. Trump's inflammatory language, a new push to dismantle the infrastructure of elections, is likely to mean more frustration for Republican leaders in Washington who are trying to build opposition to the current president's COVID rescue package in the Senate, but who will now be assailed by questions about Trump's new insurrectionary rhetoric against the Supreme Court. I don't think that the Republican senators are going to decide how they vote on the COVID relief package because of what Trump said Sunday. These people are so screwed up. Unbelievable. Trump accused Biden of having the worst beginning to a new presidency in history, even though the Democrats' approval ratings are at levels his predecessor never reached. He demanded that kids must go back to school now, playing on the frustration of parents, playing on their frustrations, but ignoring his own negligence in fighting the pandemic that meant in-person learning has been on hold for a year in many parts of the nation because it's ridiculous. And the teachers' unions own more likely the Democrat Party. It's amazing to me. It's funny, though. What was it? The head of the teachers union, they caught the other day, was it yesterday? Screaming and howling that we're not going back to work, it's unsafe. Well, he dropped his kid off at a private school that's been fully open for a while. Trump offered to polish prescription America First Trade, draconian border enforcement. Draconian. Not letting people in here lawfully or illegally, or whatever term you want to use. Not catching people in here illegally and then releasing them to come in a court date, which they never appear for. And putting up a wall, which all these rich Democrats and billionaires all have around their places with private security. But it's not okay if our country has it. Expanded oil and gas exploration. Ooh, that's horrible. Brought in billions and billions, if not trillions of dollars of money from the rest of the world. We were the number one exporter of oil and gas in the world, even more than the Middle East. Opposition gun control and a crusade against what conservative cable hosts call cancel culture. Destroying people's lives because they wore the wrong T-shirt, or destroying people's lives because of a meme they put up. That sucks. Who would be for that? Oh, God. Trump's appearance often lacked the freshness of turns from his proteges like Governor Ron DeSantis and South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem. I love her. She's great. I like DeSantis, too. Until he reached the inflammatory rhetoric of his attack on the Supreme Court and claims of a stolen election. But Trump's win with only 55% of the vote seemed low at a 3-day event staged as an endless homage to the ex-president. I can't think of any other buttons to push here, to be honest with you. It's, these guys are so off the hook. I mean, it's, every cable news organization has their bias. Fox has theirs, CBS, ABC, they all do. They all do. But these guys are unbelievable. Unbelievable. A new threat to American democracy. Unfreaking believable. Well, Stephen Collinson, well done, my friend. Update at 3:41 a.m. Eastern Time. What's the matter? Can't sleep? Or you're so worked up because Trump actually was on national television giving a speech. It just ruined him mentally, where he just couldn't go to sleep knowing that Donald Trump is still out to destroy America. Until next time, folks. Goodbye and good luck.